Let me tell you about the kind of love and healing you can get from your higher self. I did a higher self hypnosis session with a client yesterday, and in 2 different occasions, she was in tears from the love given by her higher self. In the first instance, she wanted to know why she has such a hard time forgiving her stepmom for the incredibly abusive behavior she experienced growing up. She said she can't even imagine being in the same room with this woman anymore as an adult because she would be so triggered. That told me right there that there are still things that are unhealed in her, so we addressed it with her higher self. Her higher self told her that while she did not plan to incarnate with the stepmom, she did plan to incarnate with her dad, and then her dad made the choice to marry this woman. So you could say she suffered as a result of the choice her dad made, but in effect, it was her choice too. She chose to incarnate with her father. But her higher self said even though she's not the one who chose her stepmom to be in her life, she learned some invaluable lessons, and she would not be the strong, independent woman that she is today had she not gone through all of those experiences. I asked her higher self, how does she let go of this anger and unforgiveness toward her stepmom? And her higher self said, wow, she's sitting there across from me just folding her arms. I said, so she doesn't want to let it go? And her higher self said, that seems like what she's feeling. She doesn't want to let it go. Let me give her a hug. Then my client experienced what that was like, receiving that hug from her higher self under hypnosis, and she started crying and crying. Then her higher self said, she will be okay. I asked, what is she feeling like now? And her higher self said, she's feeling sad. I said, why is she feeling sad? And her higher self said, because she feels like she's losing. If she lets the pain go, she's losing, but she's not. I asked, what does she feel like she's losing? Being right? Her higher self said yes, and she just needs to let it go. And then her higher self reminded her to focus on how far she's come and how she is who she is today because of this woman and what she went through. So then I said, okay, but again, how does she let go of this unforgiveness? And let me read what her higher self said. Her higher self said, I'm holding her hand. And then there was a long pause. And then her higher self said, she's letting it go in the bubbly water. She's putting it in bubbly water. She's breathing it in and out. She's removing that purple color that represented the unforgiveness that was trapped in her heart, and she's putting it in the bubbly water. It's flowing and it's going away. I said, what is that bubbly water? And her higher self said, that's where she can put her anger, her pain, anything that no longer serves her. And then her higher self told her she can do this with any emotions she wants to get rid of going forward. Put it in the bubbly water. Anytime she feels any fear, anger, or anything uncomfortable, her higher self said, breathe it out and pour it into the bubbly water. Here is the second instance where she got incredible love from her higher self. So later in the session, I said to her higher self, her mom died when she was 5 or 6, and she remembers sitting alone by herself behind the house, feeling really, really sad. Can you send her higher self there, or even her big self now, to go there and comfort and hold that little girl and maybe even sing some lullabies to her and comfort her until she falls asleep? Her higher self said, sure, and then there was a long pause before my client started crying again. Her higher self said, she's crying. And then there was another pause as she continued to hold her in this vision in my client's mind. Then her higher self said, you are love. You don't have to feel sad anymore. I'm here with you through all the days of your life. You don't have to fear anything. Each time you feel those moments, each time, pick up this white book of love that I'm giving you and appreciate everything in it, because this white book has all of your mom's memories in it. Before you go to bed, always have that white book next to you. Hug it, love upon it, don't let it go. That's everything she needs. I said, does that make that little girl sitting behind the house by herself happy now? And her higher self said, she has her head on my lap. She looks more peaceful. She has the book in her hand really tight. She's sleeping now. It's all done. These are just 2 examples of how you can feel incredible amounts of love from your higher self, whether it's under higher self hypnosis or learning on your own how to clear trauma, how to clear beliefs so you can hear that voice of your higher self. so you can commune and connect with your higher self, that aspect that is you, the aspect that doesn't hold or carry the traumas and the dramas and the beliefs. And in addition to the many videos I have out here talking about clearing beliefs and healing yourself and talking to your higher self, you can also check out my website, wokelightworker.com, for a course called Connecting to Your Higher Self.